Hey everybody, Jennifer Rowland King out here on the Wagenzi farm in Belize working on, the campsite and everything like normal. But, as I was working today, I'm seeing all the stuff that's going on in the States, things like DEI, being rolled back and all those different programs. And kind of wanted to, put my little two cents in this. For those of you who think that those kind of programs was giving opportunities to people that didn't deserve it, that is beyond far from the truth. The reasons those programs need to be there and still need to be there is because a lot of people have decided unless you're Caucasian, you're an idiot. And they try to keep you out or don't want you to have success. This has been going on since slavery ended on up to even now. So the thing is, those programs gave people like me the opportunity to get in the door so you can see, wow, she's amazing. And let me tell you something. You think they're letting the bottom of the barrel get in? No. When somebody like me shows up, I have to be 10 times more efficient, smarter, and better than everybody else in there. I don't get to show up there and be mediocre and get that opportunity. Those kind of programs just force companies to give opportunities. Let me tell you something. I'm 58 years old now. When I was 21, I first started out in the corporate world. I used to hear companies all the time. I've always been an executive and ran my own company and things like that. So they would forget I was there. And I would hear people in the meetings and they were like, okay, we got those positions open. But make sure you don't hire any blacks or Hispanics. We got enough of them there. Make sure the person is blonde hair or blue-eyed. Not make sure the person is the best person for the job. Not make sure the person is most efficient for the job. Make sure the person looks like this. Now, that was when I was 21. Stuff like that still goes on, okay? Still. Like I said, I run my own business. I've gone to so many contracts. They hire me without ever seeing me. A lot of the times they hire me and they've never seen me. They haven't taken the time to look anything up. They're going by my resume, my business bio, my credentials, and they assume, well, Jennifer Rowland King, that's a white girl. And then when I show up, it's like, wait, you're the person I was talking to? You're the person with all these credentials? And let me tell you what I've had happen. Either they cancel my contract, they say it's a mistake, try to drop the rate because, you can't be paying no black woman that much money. Okay? These are my real life experiences every day. So those kind of programs are needed. Needed. Even in this day and age. About 2 years ago. Actually, it was early 2023, correct? Someone contacted me about this opportunity and they contacted me via LinkedIn. And I said, oh, great. I said, oh my gosh, I'm glad they contacted me by LinkedIn about this opportunity because now they know I'm black and I don't have to deal with the surprise that, she's black. And then all of a sudden they don't want to give me the contract or don't want to deal with me. So I was really happy about that. Anyway, I met with the recruiter and everything and so on and so forth. So then they set up the meeting for me to meet with the next person. When I met with them, the person that I met with, the two people, they were surprised. They weren't expecting me to be a black woman. And so when we got on the call, it was a Teams call, they looked at me with that shock, that thing that we as people of color, we know the look. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were black. So they looked at me and they were like, ooh. And I said, oh no. I said, wait, didn't they know what I look like? I was so surprised at their reaction. Anyway, they started talking to me and then the guy stopped. He said, excuse me, I'm trying to understand, how did you get this interview? I said, what do you mean, how did I get this interview? Your company called me. He said, really? So I was like, oh my gosh. And you sort of look on his face like, oh my gosh, I didn't know she was black. And I'm thinking because it was through LinkedIn, at least that issue, I don't got to worry about because they go look at my profile. You see my picture. We ain't got to worry about that. They sat there and just kept asking me, how did I get this interview? Who contacted you from our company? Even though I was the best person for the job. That's all they was worried about was who and how did you get into this interview? Needless to say, of course, I didn't get the contract. They didn't even want to talk to me. We didn't even talk about what was to be done. They were just too busy trying to figure out, how did I slip past? How did I slip past? And I'm like, wow, are you freaking serious? Let me tell you another incident. I have this contract, this company hired me for, and in Michigan, big company. And they hired me, so they needed me to reverse engineer 2 AS400 systems. Because the person that was in charge of those systems, they had payroll checks and all kind of things coming out of there were originating there. They went on vacation, they died. They didn't have anything written down. Somebody referred them to me. The person that referred them, because of how great I am, and I'm damn good at what I do, the person that referred them didn't bother to mention I was Black. They just told them, I got somebody great that can help you. They called me, hey, I was referred to you. Can you come help us? We're going to need you for a minimum of 3 months. I said, great. Okay, I gave them my rate. They said, okay. I was just charging them only like $5,000 a week. They said, okay, we can do that. Okay, I got in my car, drove all the way from New York City to Michigan. I get to the area, and I'm a little lost, so I call. I say, hey, I can't find the location. They talk me and walk me through. Now you'll see this. Now you'll see that. All right, now you're driving into the parking lot. Come on in. So I'm like, great. I make it in. I walk in. I walk in the door, and the woman looks at me and goes, yes, may I help you? I said, I'm Jennifer Rowling. I'm the one you were just talking to on the phone. She goes, you're Jennifer Rowling, the one I was just talking to? I was like, yes. These are your credentials. I was like, oh my gosh, here we go again. I said, yes. She says, hold on. So they went to have a meeting, and they came back, and they said, okay, listen, we don't need you for that long. We won't need you for 3 months. So we'll let you be here just for this week, since you drove all the way from New York, but then that's it. So I used to be so naive. I used to think when they did stuff like that, they just didn't know. They thought it was only about us being dumb or incapable. So I used to think, all I got to do is show them. Once I show them, they're going to be like, wow. So anyway, I wasn't insulted. I was like, fine, I'll show this woman. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I reverse engineered 2 systems and wrote 2 manuals on how to get those checks out of there. Gave them all the codes, everything they needed. So Friday I come in, I'm thinking, all right, they probably just thought I couldn't do it because I'm Black. So walk in Friday, they had my stuff packed up. They said, here's your check and here's your stuff. So I went, wait, you're still letting me go? You don't want me to finish all the other things you needed me to do? So I was very confused because I used to think it was just they thought we were dumb. But if you give us the opportunity, you get to see, wow, this person's on point. The woman pulled me aside. She said, let me tell you something, sis. Honey, no, she didn't say sis, excuse me. Let me tell you something, honey. She said, you are the most amazing mind I've ever met in my life. I ain't never seen nothing like that. She said, but we just don't hire your kind here. Just that simple. That's what she said to me. You know how many of these things I've reported? They get thrown out. Most of these things get thrown out. They say, oh, you were playing the race card. You're too sensitive. You misunderstood. She said, we just don't hire your kind. Simple. You're the most amazing mind I've ever seen. So don't tell me these programs are not needed. You need these programs because people do stuff like that. Even when those programs were in existence, they were doing that. So imagine when you don't have to be fair and give everybody an opportunity. I'm not saying the person's not good at what they do. You hired them anyway. But you don't exclude us just because of my color of my skin. You're going to tell me I'm the best mind you've ever seen, but we don't hire your kind. I got to exclude you because I don't want your color in here. But your mind is amazing. Yeah. So those of you who think that we were getting some favoritism, wasn't happening. We fight every day just to be treated even remotely fair. Just remotely, not even truly fair. And I'm sad to see the way this world is going right now. And I'm sad to see people think that we were getting some beneficial extra treatment. No. We have to be above and beyond and still being pushed out. So that's my 2 cents for those of you who think that it was all about hiring people who didn't know what they were doing. No, it's just about trying to give a fair shake to people who deserve a fair shake. If you ain't no good, you ain't no good. But if you are, let us in.